Hey, happy Friday, good people. Welcome back to the Living the Life Show. I'm your host, Columbus Cody, and I thank you so much for joining me today for your verse of the day. It's Friday. We made it through another week. If you missed any of the previous verses of the day, I highly recommend you go back, start at Monday, or you can go further back if you've never seen the other ones and allow these verses to really bless your heart this week. I pray that you have a great weekend. We have something very special for you this Sunday for Father's Day, and I hope that it will encourage every single man that desires to be a father, that is a father, that knows a father. All right. I want you to share it with as many fathers as you can to encourage them. Got something special coming to you on Sunday. All right. Let's jump into today's verse of the day, because today's verse of the day, if we can get this right, we can right the ship in all areas of our life. We can be victorious. We can knock out the enemy in all areas of our life. All right, so check this out. This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 14, and we're going to read the NIV, and this is what it says. For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. The entire law can be accomplished by following this one command. Isn't it amazing that God made it to where if you can just do this one thing well, everything else takes care of itself? Love your neighbor as yourself. We wouldn't have a lot of the problems we have today if my care, if my motives was to honor you as my neighbor. Who is my neighbor? Everyone is your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. We would have no racism if I loved my neighbor as myself. We wouldn't have any classism. We wouldn't have any of the isms that causes us to have separation if I love my neighbor as myself. The world would be a much better place if we all chose to follow this command. In fact, if you follow this command, every other law that God has in place will follow suit, will actually be honored and obeyed. Thou shalt not kill. Love your neighbor as yourself. Check, they go together. If I love my neighbor as myself, I'm not going to harm my neighbor. Thou shalt not lie. Love your neighbor as yourself. I love my neighbor as myself, so I don't lie to them. I don't bear false witness. Thou shalt not commit adultery. You get the idea, right? Because I love my neighbor as myself, I would never harm my neighbor. And who is my neighbor? Everyone is my neighbor. My wife is my neighbor. So, because she's my neighbor, I will not commit adultery. My neighbor's wife is my neighbor. Therefore, I would not commit adultery. I would not misuse, or abuse anybody in this world, because I will love my neighbor as myself. The world will become a much better place if we will adopt this one command. If we will follow this one command, this God makes it so much simpler. Don't worry about trying to remember 100 different laws and commands. Here's one that if you do this one and do it well, everything else will line up. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I pray that you will share this verse with at least one person you love. Encourage them. Let's love on each other. Let's include each other. Let's embrace each other. Let's put this verse to the test. Let's see if this verse will actually work. It will. I said it will. Let's see if this verse will change lives. It will. All right. God bless you. Love you. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Watch it, share it, and live it. Now let's get busy living the life.